Let's get into the New Mexico Bowl. And who else would be in the New Mexico Bowl other than New Mexico State? They're squaring like off against Fresno State. Fresno State without their head coach Jeff Tedford stepping down for health reasons. Uh, that is unfortunate. Lee Marks taking up the interim head coach duties there. In terms of transfer portal and opt outs for Fresno State, I don't think there's a lot of them. You got Logan Fife, right, which is just depth at quarterback. But Mikey Keene, I believe, is there, and he's going to be buzzing at quarterback. Uh, is there anything else Fresno State wise, opt out wise, that I should be aware of?
Nothing,
Important
nothing
ones.
really.
Like I don't think there's a ton of important ones, which is surprising because Jeff Tedford steps down. You'd think that a bunch of guys would go in the portal, and you know what, they're not. So I don't know. I don't know. But New Mexico State, on the other hand, a couple wide receiver transfers. Trent Hudson, who was a big player for them. Jordan Parker, who was probably number 5, number 6 guy for them. Was pretty solid. I think he had over like 250 yards. And but these are two teams that are trending in the opposite direction right now. Right? New Mexico State, who I thought played a good game against Liberty offensively, right? Diego Pavia absolutely popped off. Just Liberty, you just can't. They're just way more talented, right? And you just it was tough to stop them. Of course, that's just a good football team over there, for Liberty. But Fresno State has just as much talent, if not more talent, than that Liberty football team has. So it's crazy to think that Fresno State are dogs in this game. Now they some bulldogs, but they are underdogs in this game, catching 3.5 points. Are you leaning in a direction for this game?
It's so hard. I'm gonna go New Mexico State, but I have very little confidence on it. And you'll see in our bowl pool, I do not have any points on them. Um, the reason why I do lean towards them is because Diego Pavia is expected to play, even after getting hurt against Liberty. Sounds like he's gonna play, but it's tough. You mentioned the directions of both these football programs, right? New Mexico State obviously finished the year pretty darn strong, all things considered, right? They beat Auburn, lost to a really good team in Liberty, and Fresno State kind of choked away an opportunity in the Mountain West for sure. They lost 3 straight, including one to New Mexico, who needed to find a new coach, and San Diego State too, as well, who was with an interim coach. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for Fresno State. I think, and then Tedford, has to step away due to health issues. Hopefully he's doing all right for sure. But yeah, I just think something's off this year with Fresno State. I don't know if bowl game practice is going to be able to fix that. That's where I'm going to go with New Mexico State. Although Jeff Tedford, right, I know he's not going to be coaching, but he has been kind of a wagon in bowl games. He's 4-0,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
Jerry
he
Kill
is.
is Jerry Kill is not very great in bowl games. Although they did win last year. They did win a game last year against Bowling Green in the Quick Lane Bowl. But yeah, no, what do you got?
I am gonna go ahead and take the Bulldogs. Here's why. Honestly, like in terms of like opt outs and stuff, the coaching shift is a big deal for Jeff Tedford's Fresno State Bulldogs, right? That's a big deal. In New Mexico, these teams seem like they're two teams trending in the opposite direction, but matchup wise, like Fresno State through the air is not bad, right? They're better in the air than they are on the ground. Jared's had his time on the ground. He's done well in some games when it's mattered. But really, like if Mikey Keene is dialed in and that pass game is humming like it can, like I don't know that there's much that New Mexico State can do to stop it. The reason why I think they did so well against Auburn is Auburn cannot throw the ball at all, right? And that is New Mexico State's absolute kryptonite defensively. Like they have not been able to cover guys. Plus, uh, Fresno State is just more talented. Like I said, like they're just a more talented team. And I think New Mexico State has struggled in some games this year where the talent gap is that large. Um, aka the Liberty game. I compare Fresno State. I think it talent wise, the gap is there. I think Liberty's a better team than New Fresno State. Just the way that they're playing, the way that they've been coached this year. But yeah, I'll take Fresno State plus 3.5, and I'll take them to win straight up as well. Not a whole lot of confidence points going on there, uh, in the Redshirt Sophomore college football bowl pool for me personally. I'm sure there's other people that feel differently, but I like Mikey Keene as a quarterback, and I always have. And I think Logan Fife, leaving, I think he's a good quarterback too. I think he can find his place somewhere else. Maybe it's Power Five, maybe it's not. Uh, yeah, give me the Bulldogs. Give me the Bulldogs, even though it's in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. But it's not that far of a trip for Fresno either, so it's not too big of a deal, I think. So
That's a good point. Eric Brooks and Jalen Moss do kind of scare me if I'm New Mexico State. I mentioned I don't have a ton of confidence in this game either way. Um, you might like could be tough if Keene gets hot, and when he's hot, he is electric. Right, he is really really fun. You mentioned all the opt outs for the wide receivers specifically for New Mexico State. Other than depth, and then Trent Hudson, who's kind of a baller and 10 touchdown guy. Like obviously relied on him a lot this year. They have a good amount of depth offensively at the wide receiver position, which is kind of interesting for Jerry Kildare. And Diego Pavila, he just feels like a guy that can just elevate, you know, players, on a wide receiver position. I don't know why, but that's just my gut feel on him. And if he's coming back to gut out after an injury, especially a shoulder injury, to play in this bowl game, this tells me how much this means for the staff. And to get a win over you mentioned a pretty talented team in the Mountain West, very well respected team, would do wonders for him there in the transfer portal and recruiting, coaching, and everything, and booster donations, especially if it's going to be in Albuquerque, right? A lot of home people going, or fans being able to make that little trip up there for New Mexico State.
hey guys, MD here. Just here to invite you to the Redshirt Sophomore College Football Bowl pool. The link to join will be in the description down below. The winner, what do they get? A chance to be a guest on the Redshirt Sophomore podcast, of course. But to qualify for that, you got to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. So make sure you click that subscribe button down below. When you sign up, all you got to do is just pick a team, right? See here at Miami, Ohio versus App State. This example selected Miami, and they have 12 confidence points on it. You're gonna rate these games 1 to 43, and it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait to have you guys on. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Thank you.